Okay, record. Okay, and like I said, guys, if you don't want your cameras on, that's totally fine. I respect your privacy. Let's see here. Can I still share? Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go back in here. Yeah, so expectations. We all want to clearly understand the subconscious mind and basic physics. I don't have a degree in physics. However, I have had the privilege to watch a lot of some of the really, really good professors from the US, and we'll be reiterating some of what I've learned from them and how at least the parts that connects to subliminals. And yeah, understanding how subliminals operate and what they are. It's going to be a little bit more brief. And yeah, understanding how to write affirmations. That's going to be the main focus, and how to edit, produce your own subliminals. In the previous classes, I didn't quite go into that. The technical side, the software that I use and the different AIs and whatnot for the voices, I am going to go a lot more into it this time. And yeah, and as I mentioned, guys, Monday and Friday classes are going to be a bit quicker because obviously we're all a little bit tired. It's the first and last day of the week. So Wednesday, though, it will go a little bit longer. And if you aren't able to make it for the entire class, that's fine. Like I said, I will be recording each one. So. Okay, so yeah. So we're going to dive into a little bit more of the physics side of things, right? And I totally invite anyone, if you ever have any comments or contributions you want to make, we're all building ideas off of each other. Obviously, the affirmation side's a little bit more my specialty. However, diving into this, yeah, I I loved how Edgar Allan Poe, who's an author too, he just, nailed it. Invisible things are really the only reality. And yeah, what we understand through physics is that it's really energy that's building the physical realm, right? So all living things are vibrating. So we can hook up different devices to trees and plants and anything that's living. And there's going to be a vibration or a frequency that we can pick up. And I want to also, at the end of each class, guys, I want to also send out links to different videos from other people that have actually, applied what I'm referring to for, I'm not kind of just maybe reaching a little too far. So there is another YouTube creator that actually in one of his videos hooked up, I don't know the technical term, what it's called, but a device to a plant, and it basically came back with one of the creation tones or miracle frequencies, which was really, really cool. And yeah, so all of the things vibrate, everything's on a frequency. And yeah, one of the most beautiful things was that now we scientifically understand that even the stars and the rainbows and all of even outer space is vibrating. And what we understand too is that there is some debate. Some say 432, others have been stuck on the 528. Me, myself, I am going to stick with the 528 hertz, which is what most modern experts agree that's the vibration of nature and life. And through that, I've taught this a couple of times in some videos, that there were a group of scientists that actually put down a device into oil spilled water. And the very next day, the oil was actually cleared up. And they had skeptics, of course, that showed up and tested the parts per million. And through the frequency, they realized it was a real thing, that the oil had cleared up. So yeah, so the vibration that we're in is everything. It's what we attract. It's what builds up everything. It's our cells and even our, down to the electrons and the particles all respond to even our voice, our own voice. So yeah, and nothing rests. Everything is always vibrating, right? So even when we're asleep, there's still a heat signature, there's still a vibration. The same with the animals. When they're asleep, there's still a vibration, right? So this is just, like I said, more of a brief introduction to energy. And one thing I found interesting, since we had a lot of fitness people too, guys, is I'm sure you've all heard that the vibration of nature is perfect. It's why when we go out to nature, we go hiking or camping. It's why we always just feel, so much peace, and yeah, just so much peace and just relief almost, right? It's because we're connecting to that vibration, the 528 hertz, and we're reconnecting to our natural vibration, which is where that occurrence happens. So, did anyone have any comments or questions about this?
Wait, I have a comment real quick with
Yeah.
what you were saying about like going out into nature and just feeling at peace and at ease. I live like right by the coast, so I can just every time I go to my patio, it's like I just feel so much better, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you, Annette. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I love going to the beach. Yeah, growing up in Arizona, hiking out in the Superstition, Sedona. Yeah, really, really beautiful. Yeah, and there was another guy that said something really powerful too to me one time, that yeah, if you ever want to reset your biological clock, just naturally just go camping for the weekend. And just automatically, yeah, just reset your clock too. It's just amazing what nature can do, and yeah, just being connected to those positive vibrations. So all right, so we're
Well,
gonna, yeah,
um,
Nate, please.
I wanted to say too, I've got I've also been studying like crystals. I've got here some tiger's eye and jade and stuff. And what are your thoughts on maybe the vibrations of healing crystals?
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I've, just kind of tunnel vision with subliminals. So I'm obviously biased. But I did have the closest I got to it, or the closest I got to an expert, was a really good friend who was a UFC fighter, and he had actually broken or fractured his wrist, and he told me he used different crystals or rocks that he wrapped around his wrist every night, I believe, and he was actually able to, yeah, completely heal his wrist
How-
using crystals. And he was, yeah, he had a spiritual mentor too. I'm not sure exactly where he got his information from, but that was the closest I got to, like, yeah, a real actual experience from somebody.
Wow, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I believe we're gonna do one more slide, maybe two more, guys. Yeah, I'm actually running out of time here. I need to upgrade the Zoom. I didn't quite do it because I wasn't sure. Like I said, I wanted to make this class shorter. So, all right. Let me see here. All right. So yeah, so we have physics continued. Everything is connected via energy and intuition and universal intuition. Yeah, okay. So, oh man, it says we have 3 minutes here. So let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that tonight. Okay. All right. So I believe, guys, we are going to stop there for today. Like I said, it's going to be probably our shortest class. Just like I said, I wanted more of an introduction. Um, yeah, because if I start doing this slide, we're going to be going for another probably 5 or 10 more minutes, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna close this out. Okay, but yeah, no, we do have a clear. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, no, I was just recapping the class, guys. And yeah, so there are, I was just saying, about 86 slides. I'm still adding in a couple. I'm just trying to find the right place for them. And yeah, like I said, guys, Wednesday's class will run for about an hour and 15. I want to say maybe even an hour and a half. So it's going to be our longer class. And then Friday's class should go for, I would say, about 45 minutes. So yeah. Did anyone have any other questions, comments? It was so nice to meet all of you. Like I said, I'm very, very glad we have a really diverse and beautiful class, and that we can all connect together through positivity and love, the universal language. So, and yeah, so did anyone else have any other questions, comments? Like I said, this was more of an introductory or baptism into the class. Yeah, Ruben.
well, I just want to say thank you for doing this class because, well, I personally think you're great at Subliminals and all your videos are great. So thank you one more time for doing this course. Thanks.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I will, like I said, guys, I apologize if this just randomly stops. It's saying I have less than a minute. Like I said, I didn't quite upgrade yet. I wanted to kind of time that right since it's a monthly subscription. But yeah, I would like to have a brief introduction to Subliminals. Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely go into that next week, Miss. We just, as I said, just for time's sake, we were gonna just stop there. Today was just more of an introduction.